Hello, friends. So, we have a little bit of a situation here. I promised you all that I would make a video walkthrough of the whole game, and I'm doing that. However, the time I'm recording this video, it is December 31st in the afternoon, and as the time of filming this intro, I've only recorded 26 of the puzzles out of 42, so I still have a lot of work to do, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to get all the videos recorded. It's just not all going to be ready for January 1st, which is probably the day you're watching this video. So this first video is going to be covering puzzles 1 through 10, and then probably tomorrow you'll get puzzles 11 through 17 or so. I'm going to try to keep these videos in the 10 to 15 minute range. I'm going to try to avoid breaking up any puzzle in between videos though, so we'll see where the breaks happen. But anyhow, yeah, we're going to be doing a walkthrough of all 42 puzzles of Cicada Detroit, and we'll start with puzzle 1. Okay, so the first puzzle looks like this. We are on /duck for our URL. The page says we are on number 1 of 42. It says, hello and thanks for joining Cicada Detroit. Below this message is the first of 42 puzzles, coded messages, riddles, games, or challenges you must solve to progress in the competition. Early on, a simple copy and paste of the puzzle into a web search will often lead you in the right direction. If you get stuck, there is a hint available below the puzzle. Good luck. Now for this first puzzle, we have a bit of Morse code here. We can copy it to the clipboard with the button on the screen. And then I'll be using the Morse code translator from morsecode.world. Translate that text. We paste it in. We see that it just says Morse code. We'll copy that. Put it into the prompt. Hit submit. And that takes us to puzzle 2. Now, before we talk about puzzle 2, I would like to note that depending on when you saw puzzle 1, the Morse code may have been a bit longer. You may have seen Morse code that looked like this, and in this case it translated to the entire URL for puzzle 2 instead of there being a prompt box to type in the translation. Now for puzzle 2, it says, congratulations on completing the first puzzle. As you progress, the difficulty of each puzzle will increase. If you get stuck on these early puzzles, you can use the free hints at the bottom of the page to help. Then decode the below to find the URL of the next challenge. And then at the bottom we have a string of hexadecimal characters. And if we interpret these characters as ASCII, we will get a message. So to do that, I'll be using Rapid Tables hex to string converter. We paste in the hexadecimal codes, and we get www.cicadadetroit.com/b5. We go to that URL and we get puzzle 3. And now it says you've completed puzzle 2. For puzzle 3, it doesn't look like there's anything here at all. But there's actually more text at the bottom of the screen. If you highlight, you'll be able to see it. And depending on your monitor, you might also see that text is like a really dark gray font. Now you can either copy and paste this in, or it's actually a link, so you can just click on it and it'll take you to the next puzzle. And now on puzzle 4, it says decode the below to progress, and we have a set of ruins. If you just copy and paste these into Google, the very first result is a translator. And pasting this text into the translator will reveal our answer. So then if we go to that answer, it'll take us to puzzle 5. Puzzle 5 says, can you find the message hidden in this MP3? We can listen to it. Okay, so nice piano music. Doesn't really tell us anything. So what we're going to do is we're going to download the file. Okay, so we have the file downloaded now. You can look at the properties of it and go to details, and you will see there's a comment with cicadadetroit.com/Mr. Wilson. Mr. Wilson also shows up as the album. There's a slash in the title. The genre also has the URL, so it shows up a few times. You could also view this in an exif viewer to get the same information, but this will be sufficient. We'll copy that, go to that URL. Oops, I accidentally got a semicolon there. And that takes us to puzzle 6 of 42, which is a jigsaw. So now we just have to solve this jigsaw puzzle, put it in full screen, and start working. 3 minutes and 8 seconds. Now with the puzzle solved, we get a little pop-up that says to go to cicadadetroit.com/no-exit for the next puzzle. Okay. It is not letting me just copy the part I want, but we'll remember what it says. Exit full screen, and we'll go to no-exit. And that takes us to our next puzzle. Okay, we are now on puzzle 7, and it says, can you find the way out to the next puzzle? We have an exit sign and a download button. If you choose to download it, you'll see that the file name is called exif here, as opposed to exit. We'll save the file, and now we're going to view the exif metadata of the image using exifinfo.org. We'll drag and drop the file in, and we'll see that in the exif metadata section, we have many times over another URL for cicadadetroit.com. We'll go to that URL, and that'll take us to the next puzzle. Alright, and we are now on puzzle 8. It says, you've made it further than most. Congratulations. For some puzzles, the solution will be appended to the www.cicadadetroit.com URL. For example, if the puzzle was, what is a baby cicada called? The next puzzle would be found at www.cicadadetroit.com/nymph. There's actually an Easter egg here. If we go to that page, you'll find a screaming cicada. And then we have the letters T, S, N, T, F, E, T. And it says, the above represents a sequence. Put what comes next in the sequence after the domain name. And then at the bottom, in addition to having your regular option to purchase a hint, you also have a shirt. And if you buy the shirt, you get the hint for free as a bonus. Now, there's a couple more Easter eggs on this puzzle. For example, if you go to cicadadetroit.com/A, you will see, hi, I'll save you the time. If your plan was to start at /A and work your way up, you will not find the solution. Similarly, if you go to /E, you'll get the answer is not a single letter. Perhaps it is what the letters represent. And that's another clue for us. So back to the puzzle. Looking at these letters, we know that it's a sequence. We know that the letters represent something. Now we need to put what comes next. Now the way this one works is that each of these letters represents a number, or rather the first letter in the spelling of a number. The first T is the number 3. The S is 6, the N is 9, then 12, 15, 18, 21. You see where this is going? It's a sequence of just +3s over and over again. So what comes next after 21 would be 24. You either can type in the number, or you can spell it out. In either case, you'll get to puzzle 9. And we have a cipher. To identify what type of cipher this is, we will use the cipher identifier provided by Decode. Paste in the text. We're going to get rid of the underscores because they will confuse it. Hit analyze. And it identifies it as most likely either a Rot or a Caesar cipher. Now those are really the same thing, so it doesn't matter which one we pick. We'll go with Caesar. We will paste in our text, getting off the underscores. And we'll do a brute force decryption. We'll see that with a shift of +23 or -3, you get the plain text, be sure to drink your. And that brings us up to the end of the text before we have the underscores. Now we see that there are 8 underscores, which means we're looking for an 8-letter word. Now the word happens to be Ovaltine, and if that doesn't make sense to you, I'm going to encourage you to Google this quote. Be sure to drink your Ovaltine, because it'll be important later. But for now, we're going to /Ovaltine for the next puzzle. Now for puzzle 10, we have another cipher. We start off with some ciphertext, and then it's followed by a grid of letters. Once again, we will take this, and we're going to give this ciphertext to Decode Cipher Identifier and see what it comes up with. Now there'll be a couple results, and you may need to work through them through trial and error, but the one we're looking for here is the Playfer cipher. If we go there, we can give it the string of text, and then for the key, start off with the word basic, and then the rest of the alphabet just follows through in order. So we'll type in basic, and and select the option that's missing a J, which is the only letter missing from this square. And that gives us our square. This will match what was on the page, and we'll hit decrypt. And we get cicadadetroit.com/hello world with a few X's thrown in. So we will copy that part after the slash, fill that in, and that takes us to puzzle 11. Okay, and with puzzle 10 covered, that's where we'll be stopping for this video. Come back tomorrow for the second video where we'll be covering puzzles 11 through 17. And we'll try to do a daily upload schedule until we get through all of these. I might miss a few days, but that's what we're going to target. See you in the next one.